time we absorb facts, information, and skills. We get our theoretical and practical understanding through education and experience. It's called knowledge. Welcome to television's longest-running high school quiz show, Knowledge Bowl. Let's join two of our competing Northeast Michigan high schools and our host, Joe Rybarczyk, for today's match.
Hello and welcome to Knowledge Bowl. My name is Joseph Rybarczyk, and it's my pleasure to be your moderator for Northern Michigan's longest-running high school quiz show. And today we are joined by Tawas on my left and Rogers City on my right. And we'll start some introductions from the team captains, and we'll start with Rogers City.
I'm Alex Moka-Kamishek, and I'm a senior.
Phil Grambo, Jr.
Nicholas Budnick, Jr.
Isaac Riddle, Jr.
Samantha Heinzel, Senior.
Ashley Wergo, Senior.
Dave Nowak, Coach.
All right, and now we'll go over to Tawas and start with their team captain.
Hi, I'm Greg Jaycott, Senior.
Rachel Martin, Senior.
Madison Galley, Jr.
Bryce Moon, Sophomore.
Aaron Flood, Jr.
Kirsten Muscott, Senior.
Suzanne Berzakowski, Coach.
All right, and so we'll begin now. And well, first of all, actually, I want to thank our judges, Matthew Fitzpatrick and Dylan Arthur, for joining us. And now we'll begin our first round, which is a toss-up round. But before we do, here's how it works.
Round 1 is a toss-up format. A question will be asked, and the first competitor to ring in has the opportunity to answer the question. If a correct answer is given, the team is awarded 10 points. No consulting is allowed. If the answer is incorrect, then the question goes to the opposing team to answer.
All right, so let's jump into our first toss-up round. Right, we'll start off with the math. What are the spin quantities for gauge, boson, and lepton, respectively? Was that Greg?
1, 0, and -1.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone on Rogers City side? That's a 1 1/2. So. Simplify this trig expression into the cosine of a single quantity. Cosine squared x minus sine squared x. Greg?
2 cosine x.
Is a cosine of 2x, is that basically? Yes, I would say, okay, correct. It declared independence from Spain in 1811, but was almost completely destroyed by an earthquake the next year. In what city was Simon Bolivar born and buried? Alex?
Portugal?
Sorry, incorrect. Anyone from Tawas? Rachel?
Bolivia.
No, sorry, it's Caracas. This B vitamin is necessary for the use of amino acids in the body and for the proper functioning of the nervous system. It's yellow in color. It is found especially in liver, fish, bananas, whole grains, and peanuts. Rachel?
Potassium.
No, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Rogers City? I'll just finish the question. Name this vitamin also known as B2. Alex?
Calcium?
No, actually, it's riboflavin. So. The residents of a British island in the Caribbean were allowed to return home in 1998 after the collapse of the core of a volcano that had been erupting for 2 years. What is this country whose name begins with the French word for mountain? Greg?
Sierra Leone.
Sorry. Anyone from Rogers City? Alex?
Monte Carlo?
Nope, it's Montserrat, actually. It has made its way from Yiddish into German in the word meaning squeeze. It is typically used as a verb meaning to complain habitually. Give me the 6-letter word starting with K. That'd be kvetch. Segment AB has endpoints at -4, 4, and 2, -2. Use slope-intercept form to identify the equation of the perpendicular bisector of segment AB. That'd be y equals x plus 2. On modern airliners, the chief flight attendant is often called this. On a passenger ship, this staff member is responsible for papers and accounts. They're also responsible for the comfort and welfare of passengers. What is this person's title? Looks like Greg.
Steward.
Sorry, it's incorrect. Roger City? That'd be the purser. Mammoths and mastodons became extinct around the end of this epoch, which occurred between the Pliocene and the present Holocene epoch. Name this time period whose beginning corresponds with the end of the Paleolithic age. Isaac?
Ice Age.
Sorry. Anyone from Tawas? It'd be Pleistocene. A resistor rated at 25 ohms has a current of 2 amperes flowing through it. Calculate the potential difference in volts across the resistor. The answer is 50. He is the logical choice for the title of Father of American Landscape Architecture. He lived from 1822 to 1903 and designed parks all over America, including those at Biltmore Estate in Asheville, North Carolina, and the master plans for the University of California at Berkeley and the Stanford campus. He designed much of the public park systems of Chicago and the whole systems for Buffalo and Louisville. Who was he? Be Frederick Law Olmsted. And that's going to do it for our first round. We'll be right back for our second round. Welcome back. We've got some scores for you. So far we've got 10 points for Tawas and 0 for Rogers City. We're now going to move into our second round, which is a bonus round. But before we do that, here's how it works.
This is the bonus round. It consists of toss-up questions, as in round 1. However, this is the twist. The team answering correctly then gets 4 bonus questions. For each question answered correctly, a series of points will be awarded. Team members can consult, but only the team captain can answer the question. After an incorrect answer, the toss-up portion begins again for both teams.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and start with some toss-up questions. Here we go. Y equals 4x plus 3. What is the value of the integral of y from x equals 0 to x equals 1? That's 5. In the late 19th century, Robert Koch isolated germs that caused 3 diseases. Name 2 of them. It'd be either tuberculosis, cholera, and anthrax. The sine of an angle of a right triangle is 3/4, and the hypotenuse is 8 inches in length. What is the area of the triangle in square inches? Madison?
32.
Sorry. Anyone from Rogers City? It's a square root of 7. It was argued against by General Longstreet, and it turned out he was right, as the Confederate casualty rate was over 50%. General James Armistead got about as far as anyone before being killed near the angle. What is the common name given to the last action on the last day at the Battle of Gettysburg? Be Pickett's charge. Its name comes from the Old Norse for colored moss. It's a purple powder made from lichens that change color to indicate whether a solution is basic or acidic. What does a chemist call it? Was that Greg?
Indicator.
I'm sorry. Anyone from Rogers City? It'd be litmus. What type of subordinate clause is found in this line? When the president does it, that means it's not illegal. Okay, Greg?
Adjective dependent.
Sorry. Does anyone from Rogers City have a guess? Right, that's be the adverb clause. Multiply the tangent of 135 degrees times the tangent of 315 degrees. What's the product? The answer is 1. The enterprise he started in his parents' garage became the world's most valuable company. That's an excerpt from whose biography? Isaac?
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs is right. All right, so we're going to go over to a bonus question now. All right, the topic is permutations and combinations. Suzanne is one of 12 students, out of whom 3 are to be chosen for a committee. What is the probability that Suzanne will be on the committee? Nick?
25%.
That's correct. Yep, or 1/4. Yep. How many 3-digit numbers greater than 100 can be formed using the digits 0, 1, 3, and 5 if repetition of digits is not allowed? It'd be 18. So we'll go ahead and back to the toss-up questions. Where leveling extends the life of what kind of memory, whose NAND variety erases in blocks, which is used in memory cards and in USB drives? Greg?
Read-only memory.
Sorry, that's incorrect. Anyone from Rogers City? We're looking for flash memory. Willa Cather took her novel title, O Pioneers, from the poem Pioneers, O Pioneers, which in turn was written by the poet who penned the line, I believe a leaf of grass is no less than the journey work of the stars. Which American poet? Alex?
Emily Dickinson.
Sorry. Anyone from Tawas? Greg?
Walt Whitman.
Walt Whitman is correct. We will go to bonus questions. And the topic is petroleum.
Yes.
500 million of these consume about half of the world's oil. What am I talking about?
Cars.
Correct. Which of the following pollutants would be primarily found in unburned fuel? Carbon monoxide, hydrocarbons, oxides of nitrogen, or oxides of sulfur?
Carbon monoxide.
Sorry, it's actually hydrocarbons. All right, back to toss-up questions. Handel's Water Music was first performed on this body of water, which empties into the North Sea. Name it. Greg.
The Rhine.
Sorry. Anyone from Roger City? Alex?
The Volga.
Oh, sorry. It's actually the Thames River. All right, and that's going to do it for our bonus round. We'll be right back with some scores and for our 60-second round. Hello and welcome back. I've got some updated scores for you. We've got Tawas with 25 and Rogers City with 15. We've also got some alternates that have joined us, and we'll start with Rogers City alternate.
I'm Ashley Warrego, senior.
I'm Samantha Heinzel, senior.
Okay, and then over to Tawas, we also have some alternates.
Tanner Treflett, junior.
Okay, and now we're going to begin our 60-second round, but before we do that, here are the rules.
This is our 60-second round. The team with the lowest score selects from one of the 4 categories of 10 questions. The team that has 60 seconds to answer as many questions as possible. Each correct answer is worth 10 points. Any missed questions will then be answered by the opposing team. An additional 20-point bonus is awarded for answering all 10 questions correctly.
All right, so let's begin our 60-second round, and we're going to start off with Rogers City. Their topic today is College Bowl. Name the major college or university located in these cities. South Bend, Indiana.
Notre Dame.
Correct. Corvallis, Oregon.
Oregon State.
Correct. Lubbock, Texas.
Texas Tech.
Correct. Williamsburg, Virginia.
University of Virginia.
Sorry. Provo, Utah.
Brigham Young University.
Correct. Hanover, New Hampshire.
University of New Hampshire.
Sorry. Evanston, Illinois.
Northwestern.
Correct. Lafayette, Indiana.
Indiana State.
Sorry. Ithaca, New York.
Cornell.
Correct. And Troy, New York.
Troy.
Sorry. So any past or missed questions will now go over to Tawas. Williamsburg, Virginia.
Pass.
All right, that's William and Mary. Hanover, New Hampshire.
Hanover University.
Sorry, it's Dartmouth. Lafayette, Indiana.
Purdue.
Correct. And Troy, New York.
Northeastern.
Sorry, it's Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. All right, so now we're going to move over to Tawas, and their topic today is art.
I thought it was.
Consider these movements in schools: Impressionism, Cubism, Surrealism, and Abstract Expressionism. I'll name the artist and you classify him. Jorge Brock.
Impressionist.
Sorry. Salvador Dali.
Surrealism.
Correct. Willem de Kooning.
Cubism.
Sorry. Edgar Degas.
Impressionism.
Correct. René Magritte.
Surrealism.
Correct. Claude Monet.
Impressionism.
Correct. Pablo Picasso.
Abstract.
Sorry. Camille Pissarro.
Abstract.
Sorry. Pierre Auguste Renoir.
Impressionism.
Correct. And Mark Rothko.
Cubism.
Sorry. Jorge Brock. We can keep going to the ones you missed if you want.
Abstract.
Abstract.
Nope. Okay. We usually go back around until the time goes off. All right. So now the missed or past questions will go over to Rogers City. Jorge Brock.
Cubism.
Correct. Willem de Kooning.
Abstract. Impressionism.
Abstract expressionism.
Expressionism. Yeah.
Correct. Pablo Picasso.
Impressionism.
Sorry. It's Cubism. Camille Pissarro.
Surrealism.
Sorry, it's Impressionism. And Mark Rothko.
Surrealism.
It's Abstract Expressionism. So that's going to do it for our 60-second round. We'll be right back with some scores and for our final round. Welcome back. We've got some updated scores for you. We have Tawas with 85 and Rogers City with 95. Pretty close round. So now we're going to go to the final round, which is a toss-up round. It's the same as the first one, so let's just begin. What is the probability that you have type O blood if both biological parents have type AB blood? Rachel.
0%.
0% is right. In the 8th century BC, the Etruscans settled in the northern portion of which present-day country bounded by the Ligurian, Tyrrhenian, and Adriatic seas? Sorry, what?
Tunisia.
Sorry?
Tunisia.
Tunisia, I'm sorry, is incorrect. Anyone from Rogers City? Alex?
Italy.
Italy is right. They have no formal creed, and members believe that no clergy or mediator is needed between people and God. They believe in simplicity and traditionally do not serve in the armed forces. Name this sect whose adherents have included Presidents Hoover and Nixon. Madison.
Quaker.
Quakers is correct. Yeah. During which century was the first permanent theater built in London? The last Aztec emperor was overthrown in Mexico, and the Protestant Reformation occurred in Germany. Tanner.
16th century.
That's correct. The US dollar is the most traded currency in the world. What is the second most? Alex. Was that?
Euro.
Oh, Phil.
Yep.
Euro is correct. A book of this name by Spinoza begins each section with definitions and axioms for using propositional logic to devise a system of living in a way compatible with both God and nature. The term also names an entire branch of philosophy that concerns systematizing, defending, and recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. What is the one-word title of this work in this branch of philosophy? That would be ethics. Your answer to this one must be politically correct. Latter-day genetic research has determined that this ethnic group originated in the northwest portion of the South Asian subcontinent, which is modern-day India. Their common name, now deemed politically incorrect, is said to derive from the mistaken belief that they came to Europe from Egypt. This is how they came to be known as gypsies. Members of this group are dispersed throughout Europe. Give me the correct name of this ethnic group. Be Roma. One of them fathered Paphos with the goddess Iris and Carpo with Chloris. And he and Harpy mated and produced a pair of talking horses. Another one of these four fathered a group of horses that could ride over fields without crossing the plants. Yet another one of these Greek figures helped transport Psyche to Eros' cave, and the fourth killed Hyacinth out of jealousy. Their names are Notus, Eurus, Boreas, and Zephyrus. Greg.
The four winds.
That's correct. Yeah. Jesse Aarons befriends Leslie Burke after losing a foot trace to her in this children's book. A rope swing and a fallen tree alternatively. Greg? Or Rachel, sorry.
The Bridge to Terabithia.
That's correct. It's hard to see these sometimes. In 2002, the original of this iconic image, painted by Norman Rockwell, was sold at Sotheby's for almost $5 million. Rockwell's version of her was created for the cover of the Saturday... Rachel.
Rosie the Riveter.
That's correct. In what year was To Kill a Mockingbird published? Alan Shepard became the first American in space, and John F. Kennedy challenged Americans to ask what they could do for their country. Alex.
1964.
Sorry, incorrect. Anyone from Tawas? Who's that? Greg?
1960.
Sorry, it's 1961. It's both the intrinsic angular momentum of a subatomic particle and the total angular momentum of an atomic nucleus. What is this four-letter word? Spin. The name Nevea didn't exist until the 1990s, but in 2010, it was the 25th most popular name for all girls born in the U.S. What is Nevea? Madison?
Heaven.
Correct. Spelled backwards. Actor Emilio Estevez is the son of an actor and the brother of an actor. Who is his brother? Alex.
Charlie Sheen.
That's correct. All right, and that's going to do it for our fourth and final round. We'll be right back with the final scores. Welcome back. We've got some final scores for you. We have Tawas with 155 and Rogers City with 125. So congratulations, Tawas, on your win. Next time we have Rogers City versus Alpena, so please join us for that game. Before we go, I want to leave you with a quote from the great philosopher Plato, who said, "Knowledge is the food of the soul." So remember, stay hungry, my friends.